We're talking on the auto space then. Mihir Jhaveri, Director Institutional Research of Religare Capital Markets, joins in with his view as well as his latest report on how new models are faring. Mihir, before we get to your new report, I just wanted to touch upon an article on Maruti that came out this morning about how marquee investors in Maruti are actually opposing the Gujarat investment and the capex. Maruti is your top pick with a buy of with a target price of 1970. How are you reading the news, and are you incrementally worried because of the developments?
No, I think there has been apprehension on the deal, that why such a structure, and it has always been there. Every analyst has questioned them. They had also tried to clarify that through various analyst meets, calls which they did after the deal also. But the question which everybody still had was that why such a structure. So I think the investors have gone, it's not gone down well with the investors, and probably they have want more clarifications on why such a structure from the management, and that's why the letter. So that's pretty much that was pretty much on cards. We'll wait and see how Maruti responds to such to this letters which has been given by various fund houses.
At the moment, you won't take any stock call. You will really wait for response, only then change your call on Maruti?
No, I think as far as call is concerned, it is a pretty long-term thing which is going to happen by 2020 if at all the second phase of investment comes in. And as far as what we had got from the analyst meet, what Maruti had said is that all incremental phase capex will have to come from Suzuki and not from Maruti's balance sheet. So to that extent it seems okay, but yes, why such a structure? We'll wait and watch what Maruti has to respond on that.
Is that the only downside risk that you have to your target price of 1970?
Yeah, I think it's more of an sentiment downside risk which is there on the stock. But anyways, having said that, the stock had already corrected from 1800 to 1650 odd levels post the results and post this announcement. So quite a bit has started to factor into the stock.
Okay, Mihir, let's leave that alone and get you on the interesting report that you have written on performance of various brands that have been launched. What is in it for the listed stocks? You have written that you have seen a fair increase in the volumes of Amaze. Yes, Desire volumes also have picked up, and you say that Swift has achieved a high of 19,000 unit sales per month. Now, would you say therefore that in the listed space, Maruti came out winners in January? How will you interpret this from a stock market angle?
Yeah, I think clearly, I think was in December, and we've been coming out with this product since quite some months now. But basically, clearly from December month on month, there has been improvement in the Maruti's main products, Swift and Swift Desire. They are doing pretty well. And even from a broader angle, if you see from a YTD basis, also Maruti has not lost market share in the car segment, despite having very heavy competition from various other players which have come in. So I think, and with this Celerio coming in, probably Celerio is expected to do pretty well, and they have already had very good bookings in Celerio. I think Maruti should do well in the next 1 year, given that they have new launches coming up in next few months, in 9 to 12 months coming down the line.
Mihir, what is, in your sense, how will Q4 numbers pan out, considering that the excise duty cuts will show? So what will be the P&L impact for most of them?
Yeah, so I think Q4 numbers should not be that great, given that there will be this one-time impact which they will have to take, given that already inventories would have gone to dealers, and for those cars they will take the hit. The OEMs will take the hit and not the dealers. So you will see some one-off in terms of that hit. We will do the numbers, but that will be affected for every company in the auto space.
Okay. But have you heard of incremental volumes picking up in terms of sales at least?
Incremental volumes pick up. We've just heard that probably Celerio is for Maruti is doing very good. They have around 13,000 odd bookings. We visited the showroom as well. They're having some 2 months of waiting period for that product. So I think initial response for that product has been pretty good, but generally we need to see it over a 3 to 4 month period of any product, whether the momentum continues or not.
Okay, let me come to the SUV space and give us an idea of how you are evaluating M&M, only its auto wing of course. You've said that Duster improved 17% month on month. Scorpio gained a 1% market share, but it perhaps was cannibalizing Bolero and Innova, which lost about 2 percentage points. So net, what is in it for Maruti? For Mahindra?
So M&M obviously is facing the heat. Probably they categorize into the UV1 and UV2 segment. So basically in the urban segment of UVs, they are probably facing the heat clearly from various products, because they don't have a product out there which is fairly competitive. In terms of rural portfolio, obviously they're doing pretty well. So that is not an issue. But net basis, UVs are facing the heat for M&M is concerned. M&M has seen volumes going down. Probably there is a silver lining that with this excise duty cut of 6%, you might see some relief. But the major part should come in only next year, where they have said that they're going to launch the two new products in the compact SUV segment. So that would be the space to watch out for M&M.
And two-wheelers?
Two-wheelers, obviously, from a month-on-month perspective, as Pulsar has picked up and Pulsar has picked up in the Bajaj portfolio. Discover is flat, but having said that, Honda again has gained in the Dream series. So Honda has picked up. Honda, if you see over the last 9 months, has been doing pretty well in terms of numbers as concerned. So Honda continues to gain market share, but Hero, obviously, even on a YTD basis on a motorcycles, they have lost market share only by 1%. So majority of loss is probably coming on from Bajaj, to Honda. So in the motorcycle space, that's where Bajaj needs to probably have to work out going forward how the strategy will be in bringing out new models in that Discover range to gain market share.
So at the moment, what's the house call on Bajaj itself? What's the price target?
Yeah, we have a positive call on Bajaj. We probably have a positive call on Bajaj. We have been pushing the two-wheelers over four-wheelers team, but Bajaj obviously now currently has been pretty muted, given that their export scenario looks a little bleak, given certain events which have happened in Egypt. If you remove that, then probably you'll have an impact of 7-8% in EPS for the 1 year if that comes in for two-wheelers and three-wheelers. So Bajaj is a little lackluster. On the contrary, Hero should probably do well. So the Hero will continue to do well in that space. And in terms of Maruti, we believe that Maruti in the worst of times have gained market share, and when they will have new launches, they will further penetrate, given that they have a very strong rural portfolio and reach. So Maruti is one stock which we like in the auto space.
Okay, Mihir, we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much for joining in. So that's the auto outlook coming in from Religare. They have a buy on Maruti with the target price of 1970. They have a buy on Hero MotoCorp with a target price of 2290. And they are positive on the likes of Bajaj Auto as well. Flat for the